Hi, everyone. I read this time the book Work Better Together by Fisher Phillips. We're going to see the three main parts of the book. The part one, or critical connections. We're going to see the importance of the connections and the problems that are being created by the bad use of the technology. The part two, where we are going to see how those our relationships work. The part three, the things that we can do in order to get a better workplace. Let's start with the introduction. Um, the book tells us that the technology has helped us a lot especially during the last 10 years, but it seems to be a counterproductive aspect involved in the technology. The technology makes us think that we are connected, that we can talk with anyone in any place of the world at any time. But it is also worth to say that technology has forgot a special part in the life of the people, and this is the work. This is a place where we spend a third of our working time. Sometimes we are only concerned about our responsibilities in work. We are worried about ending our task, about the efficiency, about how we fast end our task, but we forget about the people around us and sometimes other important parts of our life. So we are going to see the first part, or critical connections. We have two very important facts, and is that this disconnection that is being produced by the technology is related to facts like the 40% of the Americans feel lonely, or studies that shows that chronic overwork doesn't result in great output like we might think. And this is because after a certain amount of work time, the productivity declines. All these facts are related to our work culture, the use of technology just as a tool for efficiency and for creating new products or creating new businesses, and no matter of the affections of physical or mental health. We are going to see the myths of the workism, and we are going to see what means workism in just a minute. It is important to note first that when we talk about the work and the workspace, there seems to be a lot of ideas that we've been carrying since we are young, since we start working, and this might be for many reasons. Some of them are cultural reasons. Some of these myths are like thinking that the job can be fun or the job is something very serious, and and that guide us in a way that we don't want to make any friends at work, or we don't want to be friendly because we consider it something very serious. There are also talks about how much should I work in order to be a successful person, and this means that some people is trying just to be overloaded by the work, and because that's what they call being successful. Some of these ideas is what the author called the workism culture. And this culture makes us believe that we must be stressed, overwork, and is a culture that normalizes this idea has the right path to be successful. We are going to see the part two, decoding your relationships. In the third part of the book, we are going to see some of the tools in order to commit uh, this better workplace. But first, we need to see a really important concept in the book, that is the well-being culture. In order to have a better workplace, this culture aims to create a healthy place to develop our personal skills, and a place where there is a constant feeling of belonging and safeness. This is because you are able to say your opinions without be afraid of being misunderstood and being afraid of getting some uh, being fired or something like that. But a well-being culture is a goal that claims certain requirements. During the pandemic, it was clear that our capacity to change is bigger than we thought. That's why we need to use this capacity to reframe the meaning of what being connected means. and start changing individuals, teams, and organizations. The design of these plans involve aspects such as the workplace style and the team's values, which lead us to create a trusted team. And these three concepts are we're going to see in the next slide. The work styles the work style is the sum of the temperament, beliefs, skills, habits, and all the choices you make through a day that guide your behavior. And this means almost anything. This implies some cultural elements, some social elements that we learn. We are going to see next the values and behavior. Here we can see in the diagram two axes. Here we can see the teams that values relationship, and in the y-axis we can see the teams that values the well-being. From this diagram we can think on four main types of teams. We are going to see the School of Sharks, which are entirely focused on getting business results, well-being efforts, and either or window dressing. We are going to see the Dunlop, which are represented by the Pomposon. The Dunlop are unhealthy and dysfunctional. These are the worst team, and they don't produce neither good business nor healthy people. We have the Lone Leopards, which are individual, well-being, and they prioritize the well-being, but there is no sure vision of how the relationship produce business results, and they have some really low mentality about the theme. And finally, we have the trusted teams, which are represented by the Dolphins. Here, the well-being is brought into the work of flow. We focus on the trust, and we manage diverse temperaments awareness and the group reliance in good habits. Trusted teams include some characteristics like the belonging, the engagement, the knowledge sharing, the trust, the creativity, and the innovation, and the positivity, including all their benefits. And some of them are just like the belonging can increase to 65, the job performance, engagement can affect the business outcomes, has diverse productivity, retention, financial performance, and health care spending. We have also the creativity and new innovation, which lead us to finding ways of solving new problems, creating new products or services that might help people in some other ways. We have finally the last part of the book, which are people first and system seconds. Here we're going to talk about the importance of the teams for creating a group mentality. We are going to see how the individuals are the first steps in becoming a well-being team, a trusted team. And this is why in this part he's talk about why well-being matters and the skills that or the habits that employees need to design into their work. We're going to see some of its key points, such as understanding that well-being is more important than physical wellness, and we can make many things about the physical wellness, like eat healthy, like doing exercise, and this is going to increase our well-being level. But it is also important the mental part, and this mental part can be improved by talking with our managers, by the trust that we have in our team, like not seeing hierarchical structures that impose some games of power in the team. We are going to see that and understand that the wellness comes from diverse set of behaviors that impact in the employee mental, financial health, and especially in a sense of purpose. Individual well-being begins with a personal plan, small steps that lead to big changes. This includes mental growth that enables to become aware of emotional messages and choose how to act. this might lead us to create best relationship with the people around us, and even develop the empathy. And this finally, this empathy lead us to mutual trust with the team members, and this is what converts a normal team to a trusted team. Finally, I just would like to say that during this book I learned a lot. It was a difficult book because I passed mostly of the time thinking about how I see other people, how other people have different work styles, and how I would like to implement the things I learned from the book. And that's it. Thank you.